Break bread and be free. Come break bread and be. Conversation. Open your mind.
Hello, everybody. How are you all today? Good. Well, first of all, I want to just introduce myself. I am Erin Patrice of the Breaking Village, and I'm so happy to be here with you all today. And I'm super happy that Chris invited us here. I do not live in Bay City, so I want to make it very clear that I want to hear from you all today, because this is where you live, this is where you reside, and this is what you care about. And so we're going to talk about a few things today, and just as the video kind of shared, it will be some things that might be a little sensitive at times. And we want to be able to have a mature, respectful conversation. But we also want to hear from people. So don't hold back. Be nice about it, but share what you have to share, okay? And I want to thank our guests at the table. Can we give them a round of applause? So I'm going to just talk. Do y'all hear me okay? Yes? Okay. Make sure I turn this off. Here you go. Thank you. Welcome. So I am so excited to have this conversation, and you all have to excuse me, I am always hot these days, so I apologize in advance for my fanning. But let's talk. Let's go. Jeff, hello. I didn't get a chance to meet you before you came up here, so hello. Thanks for being here. So I just want to open with something very quickly. Thank you all for taking the time to be here tonight. It takes intention to show up for conversations like this. And the fact that you are here says something important about this community. It says that people in Bay City care about what's happening in their city and are willing to come together to talk about it. Pulse was created as a space for exactly that, a place where residents can gather, check the temperature of the community, and engage with one another around issues that matter to the place that you call home. And we understand that not everyone will agree tonight. That is a given. The hope, though, is that everyone is willing to listen, think, and speak honestly. Bay City is a community made up of many different people, experiences, and perspectives. That means everyone won't all see things the same way, but that's okay. Pulse and spaces like this exist because communities grow stronger when people are willing to sit down, look each other in the eye, and talk about the things that matter. Tonight, we'll discuss some topics that people care deeply about: immigration, city decisions, infrastructure, and cultural concerns. These issues affect your shared home, so the invitation and ask tonight is simple. Speak with honesty, listen with curiosity, but be respectful to one another. Allow people in the space to finish their thoughts before responding, and remember that every person in this room is part of the same community. Are you guys ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Let's go. And you guys have mints and water there, so if you need more water, we can get it for you. So let's get started. I'm really happy to have such a variety of perspective here, because that's what we do, and that's what's so important for us, to have different thoughts and different perspectives, because we are not a monolith, and we all need to hear from each other. And I know some people don't like that sometimes. They want to just hear from certain voices, but it is important for us to grow as communities and as people to hear from each other when we hear from each other, okay? So first I want to just open up with a very light question. What do you think about Bay City, and what do you love most about calling this place home? Anybody can go. What do you love about Bay City? What do you love most about, and what do you love about calling this place home? Yeah, go for it.
For me, this was the last of the Tri-Cities I had to live in, right? It's my favorite, so that's why I've called it home since, 2012. It's been a great place to raise my son. There's always something positive going on, whether we're talking about free concerts, festivals, and what have you. Oh my gosh, there's always a fair. If you have a little one in the city, you can go broke going to fairs, right? But it's so much fun. So that's what I got.
Okay. And we don't have mics tonight. Our mics didn't match up with the system. So just kind of project your voice so everybody can hear if you can. What else? Anybody else want to share? Yeah.
So like Ben, I've also lived in all three of the Tri-Cities. I was born and raised in Midland, spent most of my adult life in Saginaw, came here a few years ago. And my running joke among my friends is that we're not as stuck up as Midland and we're not as murdery as Saginaw.
Okay.
So that's my thing. I feel like we've got more real community here than any of the Tri-Cities. We've got the history. Like Ben said, we have the activities, and I think it's a very well-rounded community.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I grew up here in Bay City and lived my whole life. I didn't live in the other parts, but for me, the people that I've grown to know through the years, the businesses that are here, there's enough for all your choices of anything that you want to do. There's a lot of different businesses that you can spend your time in downtown visiting and just making a positive impact. And it's a beautiful place and just love to be here.
Awesome, thank you. Anybody else can share? Yeah.
I've been in Bay City for about 30 years, maybe a little bit longer. I'm originally from New Orleans, but I love the festivals that we had. I love the community that we had. I can't righteously say we have that same feeling now as we did then, but I'd love that to come back is what I would like. I would love to have that feeling back when my kids were younger and you could go to the fair and the pig gig and the river roar and the river of time and all the different things. It's like slowly things are just withering away. And Bay City has so much potential. It's so beautiful here. Mm-hmm. There's so much potential here, and I just hope it gets back to that. That's what I'm hoping and praying for.
Okay, thank you.
For 57 years, I've been here in Bay City, and between working here and living here, it's very peaceful. Everybody here knows how soft and safe our neighborhoods are. There's not really a ghetto anywhere in Bay City. Doesn't matter if it's 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock. We can walk our neighborhoods free and safely compared to a lot of cities throughout the country. And one of the reasons of showing up tonight and wanting to have your voice be heard is to keep that freedom and safety. We have great law enforcement. Gentleman at the door, known him for years. He's been here to help and protect our community. And that's what it's all about. It's not about having strangers come in and we don't see eye to eye with them. It's having different people move to our neighborhoods, but at least having the same morals and respect that we have.
Okay.
As one of them explained, our neighborhoods are changing. And it's changing because of businesses that aren't here. There's more vacancies. And that's one of the things about coming tonight is to make sure that we are working towards the right things, bringing them businesses back. You know, GM used to have a huge footprint in Bay City with the foundry that's right over here. Mm-hmm. The parking lot used to be full of cars, 24/7.
We're gonna get to that part. So we're gonna get there. So I want you to.
But it's all part of bringing the community together,
Yes,
and
and that's
bringing
what you
investment
enjoy.
and bringing that to, like you said, we have nice fairs. You can go broke literally taking kids to the fair. All that is great. But you want them to all be safe.
Yes.
And Bay City, we've always been safe. And we've been sheltered, and I would just like it to stay that way.
Okay. So if I ask you to give me one word about how you feel Bay City feels right now, tell me what you liked about it already. What is one word that you would describe Bay City as right now?
Mixed up.
Mixed up. Okay, we'll do a little hyphen there, make that mixed up. Okay. So what else? One word.
Stressed.
Stressed? Okay.
Confused.
I've got 2 words, I'm sorry. Postcard views. I really feel like it's a beautiful city still.
Okay. Yeah, let's speak up.
Postcard views for Laura in the back.
That's okay. We apologize. Let's
We got an empty chair in the front.
We'll just share. And then you want one word?
I think it's broken.
Broken? Okay. One word, Jeff? Oh, you told me mixed up. Okay, so that mixed up.
I'm
Okay.
a terrible speller, so.
That's okay, that's okay, that's okay, that's all right. Okay, so I want to just kind of get right into it. So we are here to talk about the current state of Bay City, right? And so I like to look around on the social media streets and see what's going on. And, you know, it's just a lot of buzz that's been happening. I've come to a couple of the commissioner meetings and just listened to what people have had to say. And then I also just sat down and talked with some people in preparation of this. And one of the main things that people are talking about right now is the welcoming cities and immigration. And that is a big talking point, not just here. It has been a talking point in many other places as well. With that said, what do you feel makes a place a welcoming city? When people say they want Bay City to be a welcoming city, what does that mean? Because some people say they don't want it, some people say they do want it, but what does it mean? Do you want to go?
I think for me, we are a welcoming city. We do make people feel welcome when they come here. Do I think we need a feel-good name slapped on our title? No, I don't. I don't think, we don't have a problem. So why do you want to draw attention to it? That's just my take on it. I don't have an issue with the whole immigration, whatever's going on, and I do see the good and the bad of it in both things. But as for Bay City, Michigan, we do not have a problem. Why do you want to put a feel-good name on your thing? Just to say, hey, look it, there's another one, go over there. We don't need that. We are so behind where we are now. You can't drive down any road in this city without a braking. So we don't need to invite more people to do that, is how I feel.
Okay, thank you. Jeff?
You got to pass.
Yeah, well, for the second.
Yeah, go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
Okay.
Everybody does. Yep, anybody can speak.
You know, given, that I'm not originally from here, and like I said, I've been here since 2012, I do feel as if it's a welcoming city, right? I'm a homeowner, I've raised my son here, I work here. I could make 5 figures more working in Midland. I don't want to serve Midland, I want to serve Bay City. That's just my 2 cents. So I feel as if we're a welcoming city, but if you're talking about the policy, I've already made some public remarks over there at the commission table about my stance on the welcoming city proposals, and I voted in favor of them every time, and will continue to. So I'm going to pass with that. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Kayla?
So as far as whether Bay City is a welcoming city or not, I think that is a more nuanced answer. In many ways, we are incredibly welcoming. We have some beautiful parks. We have a stunning downtown, beautiful communities. We have people who will pull together for one another. But there's also an underside to that, where there are a lot of people who don't necessarily feel welcome. I do remember when the tent city was first discovered, instead of pulling together as a community to help these people, they were ran out. When the Welcoming Cities resolution came up, people who are in opposition, wonderful, I understand that. The question here is not whether or not we agree with ICE. The question is what we can do for our community members who are scared. And if we're truly a welcoming city, that means asking that question whether or not you agree with the policy.
Thank you. Scott?
Well, I believe that Bay City is a welcoming city as far as welcoming a neighbor, helping neighbors, helping people that you see. You can drive down the road, and if somebody's broke down, somebody's stopping to help them. As far as welcoming city of calling it a welcoming city for the immigration purpose, I think it's totally wrong. I'm a business owner, and the things that it takes away from as far as being a business owner, I don't want to get into everything because there's multiple spots that you said are going to be brought up. But I believe Bay City is a welcoming city, that we look out for our neighbors and in the community. So.
Thank you. What do you all think are some, and I'm going to use the word fears and concerns. What do you think some of the fears and concerns are for calling it a welcoming city by policy or by name. What do you think some of those are? Because I know people have different opinions about saying it is welcoming, but we don't want to call it that per policy. What do you think some of the fear and concerns are pertaining to that?
I think it's losing, not just about
Use the
losing.
mic and they can hear. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
No, go ahead, you can go.
I don't care for the words welcoming city because Bay City has always been a very loving city. To put welcoming city out there and it got used in ways of basically saying illegal immigrants come here. That is what I'm totally against. I'm a business owner, a homeowner, property owner. I have multiple properties. How would any of you feel, and if you've been coming and paying attention to the city council meetings, just like I said, if somebody moves into your house because you left the door open, does it make them a resident? I am totally against illegal immigration, illegal aliens sitting in our streets, and the fact that promoting them. The lady in Chicago over the weekend is no longer here. She's dead because of an illegal alien who murdered her. That's exactly what I'm trying to prevent. Some people are here who feel they can defend themselves in a bad situation. We don't know what the bad situation is going to be. Whether you're 95-pound 14-year-old girl getting raped by somebody, whether you're a 210-pound gentleman getting jumped by 5 guys. You don't know what that terrible, terrible situation is going to be. Why would you want to encourage that type of behavior to come here? As I said earlier, our Bay City, we have great law enforcement. They're here, they help us, that is great. The tent city, somebody showing up. Do you really, I'll put it in respectful wording. Do you want somebody pooping in your front yard every day? Do you want somebody peeing on the side of your house because they don't have their own home? And if you bring and encourage illegal aliens to come here who can't work, they don't have a job, you're encouraging to get side jobs that people hire them who aren't supposed to be hiring them, that's one thing. The other aspect would be if they can't find food. I'm sorry, I'll be frank with everybody. If I'm starving, I will find food, point blank. Whether it's killing the geese down in the park, if it's running in and killing your dog. And some people be like, oh, I wouldn't believe you could do that. If you're starving, you will do anything so you don't starve. That is human nature.
So let me just interrupt really quick because I want to make sure everybody has a chance to speak. But what I heard from you was that your concerns are crime, violence, and potential people being, attacked or violated if people come here, if people are welcomed in here.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
I think my concern is more of a stress on resources that we have that are already stressed.
Okay.
We already don't have affordable housing for the people who are here. We already don't have, resources for people who are here that need that. That the more we welcome that, we're stressing that out more. And unfortunately, we are risking losing some federal funding that we desperately need and cannot afford to get rid of. Bay City is my main goal, and for me, that's how that.
Thank you.
So, I don't think that when Jesus said, love thy neighbor, somebody who is better versed in liturgy around here can help me with this if I'm mistaken. I don't think he said just the ones who are here legally, right? I don't think he said just the ones with housing. He said, love thy neighbor. So I really struggle with a lot of the rhetoric that's being used up here. Also, statistically, and I was telling Jeff this before we came in here, my demographic, middle-aged, white, straight dude, I'm way more likely to perpetuate crime than somebody who's here illegally, okay? So I struggle with a lot of this rhetoric. I really do. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
went with what I was going to mention, and that is generalizations. In an argument like this, generalization is the death of logic, and it is the death of compassion. I have personally, when I broke up with someone 15 years ago when I was a teenager, a white teenage man tried to kill me with a knife by breaking into my home. I have had numerous other crimes committed against me by white men. Does that mean that every white man sitting in this room is responsible for the crimes that were committed against me? And does that mean that every single immigrant who statistically commit less crime than any citizen should be held accountable for those crimes? I think the answer there is to hold every single individual accountable for the crimes they commit without generalizing an entire demographic. Because if we generalize and if we take that stance, we are forgetting who we are as a country, which is a melting pot. And those words that are on the Statue of Liberty, I take those seriously. That is my national pride. And that is the national pride I want to see reflected in this community.
Scott?
Well, when you call it a welcoming city, and you know no background of anybody coming here, that's the problem. You have no idea what these people's morals are, and it doesn't have to be a white guy. If it could be anybody. If your morals aren't there, then the person in the vicinity of that person is in danger. So I hear you're more likely to get taken out or something happened by a white guy. That's BS. It is not fact. So that's problems I have with it.
Thank you. I wanted to bring up, I know did you want to add something, Jeff? Okay.
The immigration with not knowing who people are, it's not about being against the immigrants. If we want to have more people in our cities, in our country, maybe the whole conversation we should be having is not just letting people into our city who we don't know and don't have no clue of their background. How about make it and start working towards laws of changing our immigration policy? Because all I'm wanting to fight for is the safety and security of all the neighbors, of everybody in this room, whether you're on my side or not. I just want to know who the person is that's moving in next door to you. By vetting people, we find out what their back history is. Do you really want to find out that the gentleman raped 4 girls 2 months before he moved here because he got let in and nobody checked his background, nobody knew who he was? You know, if you want more people to come to work, make it easier for them to get work visas. But that's, when they go home through the president we have, some people like Trump, some don't. But he wasn't an inhumane person. He said, we will pay you to go home. We will put you on a plane for free. We will give you the paperwork to come back legally so everybody knows what type of person they are. That's all. If anyone here in our room, whether it's me, this young lady, the gentleman next to me, you go through customs, you fill out your visas, you travel around the world. That all happened not in Jesus' day, which Jesus wants us to love one another. There isn't a problem with loving one another. There's a problem with people's backgrounds are so different. Some people are so small-minded, and it's not an insult. It's because we've been very privileged in Bay City. But people around the world hate us. They don't even know any of us, but they will hate us because they're jealous of us. Because they turn on a TV and caught a movie and they see what our kitchens look like. There's people around the world that have dirt floors still. They don't have a stove in the house. They cook on 3 blocks out in a little shed. They don't have heat. They don't have running water. And so many of us take all that for granted, and yet somebody has died for every one of us to have the freedom. The fact that we come and have this meeting today and we can all speak. 3 teenage Iran young men, just Friday were hung in public square because of protesting. That's what this comes down to. And that mental thought of the people who hung them, that is what I'm fighting against. I want all of us to love one another. But just because you love somebody doesn't mean they won't turn around and stab you in the eye. They won't rip your heart out and laugh about it. They won't chop your head off or murder a child or having a pregnant woman and gut her like a pig. And people don't realize that there is very, very foul individuals in this world. And all I want to do is keep our way of life, because we
Jeff,
are
I'm sorry.
the making of hope.
Because you have so much to say, and I appreciate it. I really do. I just want to make sure we get through everything today and hear from everybody. But I do appreciate that. As a business owner, Scott, I want to ask you, tell me some of your thoughts on immigration and some of the things that maybe you have experienced or feel, if you don't mind sharing. Pass that down. Thank you. Because I do want to hear from business owners, because in talking and discussing and getting ready for this, a lot of business owners did reach out and said this is some of their frustration. And since you happen to be one, I want to hear from you and hear what your thoughts are about that.
Well, I am a contractor. I've been in business for myself for 24 years now. And when you have people that you invite here as a welcoming city, 90% of the time, if I went through this audience here and asked these people, if somebody was coming here, what kind of work would they do? If I asked them, I'll bet you 90% would say, well, they'd probably do construction, maybe they do yard maintenance.
Like labor?
Yep, they do stuff like that. Well, me being a business owner, I have to have a builder's license. I have to have liability insurance. I have to have so many things to even pull a permit at City Hall. So you get somebody coming here, they don't pull a permit. So that leaves you people vulnerable to hiring them, because if they just take your money and they run, then there's no repercussions for that. You can't go to the building department here and say, hey, I hired this guy, and they say, well, what's his builder's license number? Well, I don't know. I don't even know if you got a permit. Sorry about your bad luck. How much did you give him? And I've had this 4 times in the last 3 years, that these people take their money, they don't come back, or they take their money and their job is so terrible that they end up kicking them off the job. And then they call me and want me to come back and finish or fix whatever they did. And that's not fair to the citizens of Bay City to have to deal with that. You know, I've been at Home Depot getting some stuff, and there'll be in 5, 6 immigrants that are standing there looking for work. They're asking people when they come in, hey, you need something done? I'll help you. I'll do it. And again, you don't know their background. The one could be talking to you in your kitchen that you're going to put crown mold in, that they're talking to you, and the other one might be over in your bedroom going through your jewelry box. You don't know these people. But that's my concerns with the people that are coming. Most of them are going to do construction or labor work. Mm-hmm. And maybe if you do hire them, keep them outside.
Thank you. Thank you.